Guys, welcome back to the Good Labs channel. Today we're going over a very important part of the game of golf, and that is posture. This whole video is going to be surrounded around the perfect posture. We're going to be hitting some balls down there, and Grant is going to get us dialed in with the perfect posture, the posture king. You already know about it.
I want everybody to get up, and we're going to take a look at each one of their postures because everybody has different postures, but we need to figure out what works for you guys. Not every posture works for everyone. So we're going to look at everybody's posture and see how their posture affects their swing, and not one posture is meant for everybody. So let's get into it. All right guys, we are first gonna look at Steve's posture here. I wanna start off by showing exactly how I was taught to form the perfect posture. This is what I was taught by my swing coach growing up, is hold the club parallel to the ground here and hinge straight at the waist. That right there is about the perfect posture. We're not like this, we're not like this. I see a lot of people like this with their butt too far out. That causes a lot of issues. Let's dive in and look at everybody's posture.
The one thing with my posture, it changes a lot during like when I'm golfing because of my back. If I can stay consistent with the posture that works,
right,
I feel like I'll be good.
And that's the thing. Steve was in a car accident and that affected his back. So if we can give him a posture that would take a little stress off of his back, which would be rounding the hips more this way, that's better for your back. This is horrible for your back. This is a lot better. What I want to do with Steve, if anything, just a little bit more like that and then bend over. That's perfect. I really do like the way Steve sets up to the ball. It's pretty natural. It's an athletic position. So that's what we're also looking for, is if you set up like an athlete. We don't want to be off balance. We don't want too much weight towards our toes, too much weight towards our heels. That's really good, Steve. When you set up to the ball, where's your weight? Where exactly are you feeling your weight?
I don't even think.
Yeah, you don't even think?
No.
I like that.
No, I'm sorry. You probably could tell, but I really don't think. I just get up to it, whatever feels the best.
Some people like to feel when they set up their weight more towards their heels, more towards their toes. It's all preference, but I prefer it in the middle of your feet. Get Bubby up here next.
Let me guess real quick before Grant even looks at it. I'm gonna be all messed up.
I think that's a pretty solid position.
Really?
I'm not gonna mess with it. Yeah, I would have messed with your posture a long time ago if I thought it was pretty bad, but this position right here, it's honestly in a really athletic position. Got a slight bend in the knees here, guys. This is what I look for, a slight bend, not just a slight bend. We don't want it like this, not like this. Slight bend in the knees here. Little hinge at the waist. That's actually a really good position for an athletic posture.
Chunked it a little, but it went the right way.
Yeah, path was really good. There it is. Great, Bubby. That was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, Steve and Bubby's posture, really solid. Let's get Tig in here. I think he's got a little bit of a different one. When you're getting into your posture, is there anything that you feel?
Mid-irons up to wedges, I feel a little 55-45.
Right.
Weight on the front foot just a little bit. I like to feel very natural, like not like square shoulders, but just kind of rounded shoulders, just a very natural, like kind of however like I feel the most natural, that's just where I.
Once again, comes down to just being athletic, getting up to the ball like you were gonna catch like a football, like you're gonna catch anything like a basketball. You wanna be ready in a good position where you're not gonna easily fall over. And then you also mentioned that you feel the weight on this foot.
I do, yeah. With mid-irons up, I feel just a little more weight on my front foot than my back foot. Just
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Touring pros, they'll usually start with around 60% of their weight here, 40% here. Really good. What I noticed immediately, the difference between Bubby and Tig, is Bubby has a lot more bend at the knees here, and Micah, his legs are a lot straighter. That's all preference. In the end, I do prefer a little bit straighter. I don't want too much bend. That's where people can get away with a little bit too much bend in the knees.
If you have a little too much bend and you're not aware of it, I guess, this will tend to happen a lot. You'll stand up in the backswing, and then when that happens, the opposite always happens on the way down where you go back down. So just be conscious of that.
Really good. Out of everyone, Micah for sure so far has the best posture in my opinion. I just roasted you, Steve.
Hey, thank you.
That's another thing, guys. Tall people do struggle with posture. A lot of the time when you're super tall, you tend to bend over more because you don't get clubs that are the proper length. So if you are like 6'2" or 6'3", a little bit taller, I would look into getting your clubs extended a little bit so you're not too bent over.
So we're gonna check Max's posture real quick, okay? And let's give us a rundown.
Let's see it.
So Max's posture, wait, just stay right there for a second. It's actually pretty good. Just stand up. Just stand up.
How?
Don't choke down the club.
Yeah.
Come touch me.
Keep it here and just stand. Instead of like you're here, just kind of stand up a little bit. So
There you go.
So I'm up like this much.
Yeah.
That's
Now
This
that's
feels
perfect. Now
weird.
just
Yeah.
rip through it. Okay, just get mad at it, man.
Great swing. Dude, you goofed me all up. But
He plays golf probably like once a year, but we screwed him up.
hey, the one time he played, don't you remember how good he did?
Is there anything that you're feeling in your posture when you set up?
Yeah, I'm rounded quite a bit. 'Cause
Yeah.
I just feel like this isn't right. No, I feel like there's nothing in my posture that's really hindering. What we've kind of already talked about is sometimes like when my hands get a little too low,
Right.
then maybe I'll bend over a little bit too much. But you know, as long as I kind of focus on that before I swing,
Right.
and I'm just right there.
And then we
typically it's
worked
not
on
too
getting
bad.
your weight into your left
Yeah.
side here more, a little
Yeah.
bit to start.
Dude, if you're hitting it like that in Branson, I'm gonna be really happy to be
Yeah. Yeah, Matt's striping it right now, guys. This is gonna be a good week coming up. This is gonna be good.
That's dude.
Yeah. Team Stump's got to pick it up.
Team Stumps has got to pick it up. We're kind of slacking.
But right there, guys, slight bend here in the knees and a little bit of a hinge at the waist. This is not too like this.
Right.
He's got a little bit of a hinge. That's a perfect athletic posture right there.
A little chunky, but
That's the only chunky one. The first two were good. Garrett's is really athletic too. I mean, everybody in the Good Good group, they have really good postures. Not anybody's like real off with it, other than Max. Yeah. Is there anything that you feel, Garrett?
Sometimes my back gets a little rounded. Keeping my spine more straight. Because sometimes I do notice if I'm playing bad, like I'll look at the footage and like my back is almost, it looks like rounded.
What you're saying?
Well, it's like more like that,
Right,
you know,
right.
more like a hunchback whale
I
instead
agree.
of more of, you
But
know.
the thing is, I think when you're playing a little bit bad too, you get a little bit too bent over this way,
Right.
and you don't stand up tall enough and sit. Really good.
The biggest thing that I think about at address is just making sure that I'm a good distance from the ball and then keeping my shoulders square to my feet.
Yep.
And then after that, that's when I feel like my posture just naturally gets into a good place. There's different triggers for everybody depending on what kind of golfer you are. And kind of like Grant, I always like to have like at least one little thing that I'm thinking about before I swing, just to like use it as a trigger to commit to the shot, if that makes sense.
The difference between Matt and Tig and Garrett is Tig and Matt, they do not have this much bend. Garrett has a lot more bend in his back here, this angle. They are a little bit more like this. Matt and Micah are a little bit more like that, but that's a lot to do with because Garrett is a lot taller, so he bends over a little bit more. Not necessarily a bad thing, I like it. Super solid. Well guys, hopefully you did enjoy this posture segment in Wednesday's video. We looked at everybody's posture. Everybody's a little bit different, but everybody in the group is an athlete and they all set up to the ball really solid. So I hope you guys can take away a lot of key points from today and use that in your own game.
Like Grant said, I feel like all of us have an athletic posture that works well for all of our golf games and golf swings. It's something that each and every person is going to have a different posture. I mean, you got to figure out what's right and fundamentally right for your golf swing.
Well guys, hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, hit that subscribe button. Till next time.